look at the life of Jesus Christ, most of us who are Christians, we have tried to follow the example of Jesus, have tried to follow the example set out in the Bible to try and find the meaning of life. Not forgetting the Muslims amongst us too. And of us who are Muslims, this is the fasting period. This is also a time that most of us, our Muslim brothers and sisters, have tried to find the meaning of life through, their religion, trying to keep to the fasting period and all of that. Well, popular culture of nowadays, we've all, one way or the other, left all those philosophical parts, religious parts. People are try and sort out the meaning of life. Even through science, I will not forget about scientific, because that is when you find people trying to look at the pursuing of the well-being of their life, in pursuit of well-being of their life. Could also look at remember Chris Jenner recently, who transformed from being a man into a woman in his own kind of pursuit of life, trying to find the meaning of life. Yesterday, in the United States, they had a landmark verdict talking about homosexual same-sex marriage. Some people were happy about it. People who felt that truly that verdict had given them more meaning to their life, being that they can get married to someone with the same gender as them. While some others have kicked against its opposition to it, talking about why should it be like that. There's a popular saying that goes that one man's a terrorist is another man's hero. Talking about terrorists, people who terrorize people using violence and so. Some people will say no, this is bad and all of that. While some people will hail them and say yes, they're fighting for a cause, so we do support them. Every of these things, everything, it's towards finding the meaning of life. People try to seek wisdom, knowledge. People try to survive. People try to love better. People try to, improve their relationship with God, all in the bid to find the meaning of life. But in my own conclusion, I would say, finding the meaning of life is vague. It's hard to come by. So the real meaning or the real way to find the meaning of life is not to search for it at all. That's what I would say. It's not to search for it. It's to live your life the way you want to. Because like it or not, life is unfair, life is brutal, life is harsh. People will backstab you, people you love will backstab you, people you expect much will disappoint you, things like that. Your country, your family, people disappoint you, things like that will happen. So looking for meaning of life is just to live the way you want to live, because only God knows the meaning of life. Only Him can determine what meaning of life is. So I do hope that the way I live my life can have an impact on other people, have meaning on other people. And through there I could actually say, yes, I have defined the meaning of life by myself. So, thank you very much.
I'm not going to speak about my life here today, but I'm happy that I've heard some other people's experiences, and so I'm happy to give mine as well. How I have come this far in life. I don't know how far I've come, but I know that I have a very long way to go. I am the last child in my family, and at some point in life, I thought I was the black sheep of my family, in the sense that I had a good primary education, I had a very wonderful secondary experience, and when it was time for university, I was the only one that was sent to a state university, and I wondered why. You know the popular school, one of the Central Bank University, popularly known as also as Open State University. I hated that school from the very first day I stepped into it with my mom. We rode together to school. And the first bridge we passed through, a very narrow bridge, just a car can pass through there at the time. I was scared. I said, Mom, if this is the school you're bringing me to, you're going to receive my calls. And when we went back home after some registration requirements, my mom told my dad what I said, and he said, babe, instead of you to go to school and die, please stay at home. And I wondered, if I stay at home, my mates are going to school, so they'll graduate and I will be an undergraduate. No, okay, let me try and start going to school. So I mustered courage and went ahead in school. But I never really liked that school for anything. And in fact, that was the beginning of my confusion. Now, let me go back a bit. Before I got into school, I found myself in the sense that I started looking for things I loved doing with my hands. That was when I knew I could write, I could draw, I could knit, I could do a lot of things. So during Christmas, for example, I make Christmas cards, greeting cards, birthday cards, and give to my friends, relatives, neighbors. I was happy with myself that I was doing that. And so that was more or less like, I had carved the niche for myself. Okay, if I'm doing nothing, I'll be doing these things. On getting into school, I was excited because I saw a lot of girls of my age, young, yeah. So I said, okay, Agbani Jerigo, yeah, she was a Miss World. And I think I can be Miss World as well. So I'm going to delve into modeling and see how far I come in with this. And so I started my modeling career as well. It wasn't easy because till date, those that win actually win with money. The beauty queen, everyone would think would be the winner. Normally called the second runner or first runner or third or something, but they don't really give it to who deserves it because you pay your way through to get that. I don't know how many of us were born with silver spoons. I don't know if I was born with one, but even if I was born with one, maybe a wooden spoon or let's say a plastic spoon. But that being said, life hasn't been so smooth, so easy, so fun-loving for me. I'm an introvert. It's true, you know, friends and family that I'm trying to come out of that, my introvert nature. I realized that one of our literature books then in school, secondary school, was one book by George Orwell, where at some point animals were fighting and he said, made a rule and said all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Really, is that what life should be? And when I find myself in such situations where there are rules and then people are trying to bend those rules to suit themselves, I'm really, really upset with that. But nonetheless, I keep striving on. Now back to university. I was to study mass communication. Now, first of all, I had put in for law. I wanted to study law badly. And for all the time I wrote the UME examination, I always put in for law. But for whatever reasons, I had to come down to mass communication because it seemed that my cutoff mark was not just going to, you know, get me into law or studying law. So I said, okay, let me settle down for mass communication and see how far it gets me. Then I was not interested in broadcasting. No, I didn't see myself on TV, you know, reading news or doing anything on TV. But I said, since I've already applied for mass communication, I'm going to go ahead and study this. My first year, second year, I didn't even know what I was in school. Until I got to my final year, when we had the opportunity to do IT and you know, experience some things that we ought to experience there in school. And that was when, you can imagine, for a 4-year course, in the 4th year I started realizing what I was studying, the course I was studying, what it was all about. But I fell in love anyway, and lo and behold, I passed. But still, I was not happy with that school. I said, I cannot be a graduate of this school. No one says anything good about this school. I need to go further. By the grace of God, I had a second degree in another school outside the country, and I'm proud of the fact that I went to OSU because it taught me life in a hard way, and I found myself living an easy life in this new place because it's far from home. I know no one there, but the hardship in OSU actually put me through, you know, to where I was at the end of the day. And then I came back home. Okay, what am I going to do when I come back home? I applied for I continued my modeling career anyways, and then I did my NYSC like a year later, and then after my NYSC, I was just at home, doing nothing. So my sister advised that I go for a French school and learn how to speak French. Thankfully, my primary school taught me the basic of French, so I still had some knowledge of French. I just wanted to polish it up in Alliance Française in the Macaulay way about. From there, I was still waiting for something, a job or something, and then I went to someone, I don't know who advised me, my church, a church person advised me to go to FRCN, that's the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and then I applied for it. Now my aim was to study presentation course. On getting there, they said I came late, and if I needed to do anything, it had to be journalism. So I applied for journalism. I said, okay, anyways, they're all together. To be a good presenter, you must have the knowledge of journalism as a course. So I started with journalism. And after that, I did intermediate journalism. I didn't know I was going to go further. So I was even surprised that I went further by studying intermediate journalism. After which, after many months, I still studied my presentation course. Then on leaving, on the final day of, after the exams and all that, we had a gathering somewhere close to the school location, and then one of my lecturers advised that I apply to Civil Spring somewhere in Onipa for job experience. And then I went on for the interview, and gladly I got the job. And after a while, my boss said, "You're actually the best in this interview. Keep it up." But during the training period, he was always saying, "What's wrong with you? This person is reading news better than you. You need to do something. You need to sit up and pronounce your words correctly. Read your news 15 minutes before time for news. Be prepared and all that." All these trainings actually made me a better person. Unfortunately, in Civil Screen, they weren't paying salaries. And then a light from the sky just shone and said, "Babe, move on. If you have any job opportunity, just go and try somewhere else." I told my colleagues about this. We were about 4 of us that came in to Civil Screen at that point, but 3 of us went for this, new job, by communications, producers of crime fighters. So went for the interview, and fortunately, I was the one chosen among the lots. We were more than 20 people that applied for the same job, and I was the only one chosen, to be the presenter of that program. Of course, I was asking myself, what do you have? Why are you always the best and all that? But I had no answer. Meanwhile, I never knew God was taking me somewhere. He was teaching me somewhere. My life is just starting. Now, the things I lost while studying OSU, when I wasn't really paying attention my first and second year in school, these are the things that I was learning in Civil Screen and in crime fighters. And so life was just going on for me then. While in biocommunications as crime fighters, I was frustrated by one of my bosses who seemed to know everything. He knew how to edit, he knew how to present, he knew how to do everything, gate man, job, cleaner. He's always complaining about everybody, and he gives our Oga, that's the Oga at the top, a wrong impression about everyone. Why he was really upset at me was maybe he wanted something from me, and I wasn't even saying it because I didn't see myself, with him. And then at the end of the day, I left crime fighters for UBA, the head office at the head office. Luckily, I think it was in UBA that I had my first experience with computer-based tests, and I was surprised because mathematics, that I was not really interested in, I actually passed so well there. And I was working with UBA for a few months. But I told myself, waking up in the morning from where I live on the mainland to run to the bank, is it the money? I was interested in the money first of all, yeah. That what drove me to go and start working in the bank. But this is not my calling. I don't see myself, making it here. Money is it, yes, there's money in this, yes, but is it money that will make me happy? At the time I wake up, I leave my house at 5:30, I run, I take a bike to the bus stop, from the bus to another bike, and then I run to take a BRT. I get to the office, I'm already sweating and tired and all that. This is not what I want for my life. I am going to go back to my first love, media. So as I was still in UBA, I heard about my president's job position, and I applied for it. And lo and behold, as heaven has it, as God has it, I also got the job. And it's through the job I'm here today. Now, life is not about how far you've gone, but it's how well. And I'm referring to you, sister. Your story really touched me. And I'm happy you have accomplished the what you have. Yes. So let us never give up hope. How far we've come in life is not measured by what people say about us.
I agree you mismanaged time. It's a personal tale.